Have you ever looked at your to-do list and thought, I should be able to handle this, but instead you just sit there, frozen? You woke up already tired, not sleepy, just heavy. It's like your brain is running on low battery before the day even starts. You try to function, answering emails, forcing smiles, going through the motions, but deep down, you're holding it all together with sheer willpower. And the worst part? No one notices, because on the outside, you still look fine. If that hits home, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not broken. Today, we're going to explore the hidden side of mental fatigue, the invisible emotional weight that so many people carry, often mislabeled as anxiety, laziness, or just being bad at life. We'll unpack the silent symptoms, the misunderstood behaviors, and the subtle signs that something deeper might be going on, especially for those with ADHD, even if they've never been diagnosed. So let's start with a question that surprises many people. When anxiety isn't just anxiety, what if the thing you call anxiety isn't really anxiety? Maybe your body is buzzing all the time. You can't relax even when there's nothing obviously wrong. Your mind races at night. You replay conversations. You stress over small tasks. You think too much, care too much, feel too much. That could be anxiety, but it could also be something else, like undiagnosed ADHD. Let me introduce you to Alex, creative, high-functioning, smart. But every day feels like a quiet emergency. They're overwhelmed by basic tasks. Everyone says it's just stress or worry, but anxiety remedies never really worked. Why? Because their brain isn't anxious. It's overstimulated, distracted, juggling too many tabs at once. The solution wasn't more calm, it was more understanding. Once Alex realized they had ADHD, they stopped blaming themselves and started building routines that worked for their brain, not against it. If this sounds familiar, try noticing when your stress shows up. Is it from fear or from friction? Are you overwhelmed by worry or overstimulated by noise, change, and chaos? You don't need to figure it all out now, but asking a better question, is this really anxiety, might finally lead to a better answer. But because you're weak, but because you're masking, let's talk about the burnout no one sees. Not the dramatic collapse from overwork, but the quiet kind. The kind where you're doing just enough to stay afloat, but it drains everything. Burnout doesn't always mean doing too much. Sometimes it means pretending too much. Emily, 32, is the calm one, the friendly one, the competent one. Her coworkers admire her. Her friends rely on her. But what they don't see? After work, she crashes, numb, disconnected, scrolling for hours with no energy left. She's not dramatic, she's masking. Every smile, every polite answer, every time she bites her tongue, it's energy spent. And when you're neurodivergent or emotionally sensitive, that performance becomes a full-time job. Here's the truth. Masking is a survival skill, but it comes at a cost. If you've ever felt like you're acting all day and collapsing at night, this is why. You're not weak. You're exhausted from performing. You've been strong in ways others can't see. Healing begins when you stop asking, why am I failing? And start asking, where am I faking? Apper, not lazy. You're mentally exhausted. Let's break the myth of laziness. Let's break the myth of laziness. You have tasks to do, things to clean, deadlines to meet, but you can't seem to start. And instead of compassion, your brain gives you shame. I'm lazy. I'm useless. But here's the truth. This isn't laziness. It's executive dysfunction. It's burnout. It's friction in the brain, especially common with ADHD. Marcus, 25, creative and full of ideas, is always late, always forgetting, always overwhelmed. People think he's disorganized. What they don't see is the invisible labor it takes just to function. He's not avoiding life, he's surviving it. If motivation feels out of reach, try this. Throw name lazy as blocked. Break tasks into micro-steps. Calibrate effort, not perfection. You're not unmotivated. You're running on low resources, and that's not your fault. When you plan everything and still forget, you've got the planner, the app, the color-coded calendar, and yet, you still forget the one important thing. Sound familiar? Ben, 34, is a tech-savvy professional with elite-level planning skills, but his systems keep failing him. Why? Because ADHD brains don't just need structure, they need usable structure. Ben spends more time organizing his tasks than completing them. He forgets despite reminders. He spirals into guilt. But this isn't about effort, it's about capacity. His system is too heavy to carry. So what works better? Simplify tools. Contend that some forgetfulness is human. Productivity isn't perfection, it's momentum. Your worth is not measured by your task list. Perfectionism isn't ambition, it's anxiety in disguise. Sarah, 30, is known for excellence. Her work is flawless, but her secret? She's terrified of mistakes. She doesn't feel proud, only relieved. She rewrites emails 5 times, delays starting projects, feels panicked if things aren't perfect. Perfectionism is often a mask. It hides fear, shame, and a mind that's trying to compensate for deeper struggles. Especially with ADHD, perfectionism can be a desperate attempt to avoid judgment. So how do you fight it? Continue out your fear. Choose imperfect action. Come in, success as progress. Done is better than perfect, and you are more than your performance. Jordan, 27, is kind, intuitive, deeply caring. But his emotions feel big, sometimes too big. A canceled plan sends him spiraling. Mild criticism echoes for days. People say he's sensitive, like it's a flaw. It's not. Emotional intensity is often overlooked in ADHD, but it's real, and it matters. So what helps? Normalize your emotions. Practice naming and processing, not suppressing. See your sensitivity as strength, not shame. You're not too much. You just feel deeply. And that's something the world needs more of. Splice work really looks like. So, what now? Maybe you've seen yourself in this video. Maybe for the first time. Chris, 35, always thought he was just bad at life. Then he heard a podcast on adult ADHD. Everything clicked. It wasn't about getting a label, it was about getting language. If you're curious, take an ADHD self-check from a trusted site. Talk to a mental health professional if you can. Swagger out content and communities that make you feel seen. Support isn't weakness, it's wisdom. And asking for it doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're brave. Apper, not lazy. You're mentally exhausted. Let's break the myth of laziness. Let's talk about something that silently eats away at self-worth. The feeling of being behind in life. You see people around you thriving, careers advancing, families growing, goals checked off, and you wonder, why am I stuck? But here's the truth. You're not behind. You've been moving through fog. If you've spent years navigating anxiety, masking, emotional overwhelm, or undiagnosed ADHD, you haven't been standing still. You've been surviving a storm. Naya, 29, works 2 jobs, always says yes, always looks cheerful. But privately, she feels like she's falling behind. It wasn't until she acknowledged the mental load she's been carrying that she realized she's not late to life. She's right on time for her healing. Healing is not linear. It's not a race. It's a return to clarity, to capacity, to yourself. So instead of asking, "Why am I not there yet?" try asking, "Where do I want to go now that I can finally see the path?" Because forward is forward, even if it's slow. You're not lazy. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You're not too much. You're a human being, navigating life with a brain that just works differently. The more you understand it, the more you can stop fighting yourself and start building a life that actually fits. If something in this video resonated, hold on to it. Be gentle with it, because this isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of meeting yourself with compassion. In the next video, we'll talk about practical tools to help your brain thrive, especially if ADHD or burnout have been shaping your life quietly for years. Until then, be kind to yourself. You deserve. Always pay attention to your mind and emotions, because your mental health speaks long before the signs become overwhelming. Don't wait until depression takes control. Take small actions today to protect your well-being. That might mean slowing down, seeking help, or simply allowing yourself the kindness to rest. Remember, healing is not a destination, but a journey, and every step you take is meaningful. If our content helps you, please like, share, and subscribe so you can continue receiving guidance and encouragement on overcoming depression and nurturing your mental health. We are always here with you, reminding you that you don't have to face this battle alone. And if you have questions or personal experiences you'd like to share, leave a comment below. I'll be here to listen and support you.